Thank Hashem that we're able to learn every day. So we're learning to have the base of Migdash immediately. Today we're going to start Kuf Hey Amud Aleph 105a. We're going to start at the first wide line. Is that good? Amar Rabbi Yehuda Amar Ravasi. Interesting Gemara here. Amar Rabbi Yehuda Amar Ravasi. Gezik Zir Shabishleim Hayanetlan Scharim Tishim V'Tesha Manim Mitchumas Alishka. Rabbi Yehuda says in the name of Ravasi. Okay. I thought Ravasi was like a Talmud of Rav, which that could fit also. Ravasi, I don't know if it was in Eretz Yisrael. Ravasi was Talmud of Rebbecha. Then it wouldn't really fit. Remember the two Ravasis. Whatever the case is, he says that the judges in Yerushalayim would get paid by the temple. And from the Trumas Alishka, that means the people would give a machdas, a shekel, that would go into the temple fund that would be used for the sacrifices. Well, there was some money left over, and that money would go towards paying the judges, the Goizrik Zeris, those that would set up the rules of how the rules should, how the law should be. And how much did they take? They would take 900. They would take 99 mana. Now each mana is 100, so it was really 9,900. Now it goes on and it says, Rabbi Yehuda goes on and says, Rasi, if they didn't want, then they would add for them. The Gemara asks right away, Loi Ratsu. What does it mean if they didn't want? It means that they wanted a raise. Are we dealing with wicked people? That they needed, that they're taking more than what they need? That's the question over here.
Sorry, I missed you. What page are you on?
We're on Kuf Hey Amud Aleph, and right now we're 3 lines down in the wide lines. So it says Ella Leisafku. It means that if it didn't, if Safku is sufficient, if it wasn't suffice. If it didn't suffice, then they would add more. Now, even if they didn't want to take more, they would still give them more. They would force it on them, or switches the whole story around. Karna have a shakel astira mizakoi astira mechaya. The Don Ludina. Karna was an early Amira in Babel. A friend of Rav and Shmuel. Rav, Karna, Shmuel, they're all that first generation. Now, Karna was a judge, so how would he get paid? So he would take one sela, an astir is a sela, from each of the litigants. Get paid. Kumar asks, how was he allowed to take that money? You're not allowed to take a bribe. They're paying him, it's a problem. Maybe what's the problem of a bribe? A bribe, he may end up become biased, and but that's only when would he be biased if he would take only from one side. Karna, even the but Karna took from both sides, both litigants. He's not going to be biased and pervert the judgment. The Gemara says, and if he says he's not going to pervert the judgment, or if even if we think that he's not going to, would that be allowed? Would he then be allowed to take this money? But we have a brisa. Says can't take a bribe. What is this coming to teach? If it's coming to tell us that you shouldn't make the innocent guilty or the guilty innocent by taking this bribe. We already know in the Torah it says, don't pervert the judgment. Even to if the guy's innocent anyway, and he comes to the judge, he says, take this money, make sure that you don't mess it up. I want you to rule correctly. He's still not allowed to take it. basically what we see from this is that it doesn't have to do with perverting the judgment. You're not allowed to take a bribe. You're not allowed to take a bribe. Forget about it. So even if he's taking from both, it would be a problem. Even over there, you don't have that question. Oh, so the Gemara says, that would only be if he's taking it as a bribe. You call it Teras Sheikhat, under the category. Teras over here means category. Under the category of a bribe. But kind of a Teras Agra Bishakal, kind of was taking it as a payment. The Gemara says, if a Teras Agra Mishari, as a payment, Agra means schar. As a payment, is he allowed to take it? Is that permissible? But we have a Mishnah, Neitel Schar Ladan Din of Betelem. The judge that gets paid, his judgment is void. Yeah. Hanimili, the Gemara says, Agardina. That's if he takes it as a salary for being a judge. But Karna Agar Betela Havishakal. Karna was taking it not as payment for his work, but as compensation for his loss of work. Because he had another job, he gets it as, what do they pay you for jury duty? By jury duty, I think what do they give you? Peanuts. So even if you could be, Bill Gates making a lot of money. Oh, really? Yes. Uh-huh. But that's discouraging to people to do it. Everyone's going to just try to get out of it. Okay, so Agar Betela Vishakal, he's taking it more as unemployment because he's losing out on the job that he usually does. So that he was allowed to take. He says, "Look, if you'll fill in for my loss by judging the case, then I'll judge the case, and you have to cover it's lost." Agar Betela Mishari, is that permissible to take off to take the wages, the unemployment? But we have a brisa. Mekur adayin shenaitel schar ladan. El shadina din. Mekur means it's disgusting. It's gross for a judge to take payment. However, the judgment is valid. Hechidami. What are we talking about? Where the brisa has such a derogatory comment about this type of judge. Ilema agardina. If you say that he's taking a salary as a judge, dina din, but then it wouldn't even be a correct judgment. It would say that the whole judgment is void. Ela agar betela must be that he's taking it as unemployment. And nevertheless, we said that it's disgusting. So how is Karna allowed to do this? The Gemara says, "Hanimila betelet lemukpa." That's only when it's not obvious that it's a schar betela, that it's a payment for his unemployment. But Karna betela the muchavi, but Karna the muchavi shakel. By Karna, the sage that was taking this money to judge the case, but it was very obvious that he was losing work. Why? He was a wine taster. Rashi explains that to know when to sell the wine. They would sell it right before it went bad. They would let it age as long as possible, but then it had shelf life. Someone would have to taste it. Is it time to sell or not?
So the Gemara's answer is the same.
Right.
You should not accept payment from people because someday they might come. That's for yourself. Don't do it.
This seems to go against the whole arbitration industry.
Where what happens in the arbitration? They
Oh,
have to
yeah.
pay for,
They pay a lot of money, and that's their main job. And mediation too. They're not doing anything else. These are retired judges usually.
maybe that's maybe it's not a problem because Karna. Oh, because they're retired already. That's a problem. Maybe they retired to do this. Yeah, the Besdin has a fee based on the hours, I think.
Yeah, so you're paying directly for the judge.
Yeah, and it goes under the category of Star Taylor. Given to the best, and then it gets divided amongst 3 people. I think, yeah, I'm not sure how it works because I was never in the administration side. You're saying if they can't afford to pay or if they don't pay. Oh, again, if they think they can't afford to pay, the other side, one side can pay. It's okay, I think it's a mistake. It's just right. Yeah, I don't think they mind if they get settled out of court. I mean, everyone would be happy. So, Ambara here, Ambara de Chamra means like a wine store or wine cellar, wine storage. Beverly Zuza, and they gave him the coin, and that was similar to other Rav Huna. Rav Huna that was similar. Rav Huna is a student of Rav. When he would have a case, give me someone that will take me over in my work. Charikoy is in my stead. And I'll go and judge. But basically, you have to replace me at my work, which is very clear that it's not a salary as a judge; it's an unemployment fee. It's because if someone's got to take him over. Amra Bavo. What was he doing? It was the Doli B'charikai that would carry the water to draw the water. And either he was a water carrier or he needed it for his field. No, he needed it for his field. Maya Mashkel Sidaisa. The Doli Maya. Yeah, he needs it for his field. See how blind those people that take bribes. In the story, the guy passes to the judge, takes like an envelope, packed envelope, passes it under the table to the judge. And the judge rolls in his favor. And the judge gets home. He opens up the envelope. Sees it's full of pieces of paper. He says, "People today are so dishonest."
He told us that.
Okay. So see how blind the people that take sheikhad are. Adam chashbeinav. Person is he has a pain in his eye. So listen, mama l'roifa. So he goes to the eye doctor. Suffolk misrapa, Suffolk ain't a misrapa. Doesn't know if it's going to get cured, but it's maybe will, maybe not. But they take a coin and they for sure go blind. It's usually someone that has a pain in his eye wants to get rid of it, and these people are getting it. They're getting the blindness. The bribery blinds the smart.
It's interesting because it's like the acting expression of the justice. It's called scales. I'm just basic justice should be followed,
No,
not to.
we'll see in a second why. Wait 1 second, and then we'll. Tanu Rabbanu, start in a brisa. Ki hasheichad yaver eni chacham, the bribery blinds the eyes of the wise. Kal v'chomer l'tipshim, for sure blinds the fools. Yisalach divrei tzadikim, and it corrupts the words of the righteous. Kal v'chomer l'rasham, for sure, all the more so for the wicked. The Gemara asks, well, midei tipshim v'rasham b'nei dinaninu, are the fools and the wicked eligible to be judges? That's what you're concerned about? Rather, it means like this. The bribery blinds the wise, even if he's very wise. And he accepts a bribe, without the blindness of heart. And now what the Gemara is doing is it's explaining how he's a fool and still a judge. Because he went to the yeshiva, he became a judge, but then over time, taking bribes, he loses it, but he's still in place. He still has the position. Yisalach divrei tzadikim, what happens, and it perverts the words of the righteous. He doesn't leave the world without tiruf das, means going crazy. It's confusion of the mind. Everything mixed up. Big thing, true faces, scrambled eggs. Yeah. Right. Right. That's what it seems. They would in Europe they would wear a tallis and they would cover their heads. I never saw that. Blind. Tone is blind. Why is that?
Because you can't see the witnesses talking.
So how would they cover their heads? No, I never saw it either. But I was told by the survivors that said they remember their own cover his head. They have to be able to see.
When they call you know,
See the
it's on.
Like, look, they just see the fly.
But not the time. You know, it's left. They don't cover it. If you don't cover it, it's fine.
Yeah. Kesubos Daf Amar. The kids are running in and out on the back and forth. Right, you can see. Kesubos Daf. When Rav Dimi came, Amar, he said that Darash Rav Nachman Bar Kohen taught, "My diksiv melech b'mishpat yamed eretz." That's like we say that on Shoshana davening. A king in judgment, Yamid, he makes the earth stand. But a man of gifts tears it down. What does that mean? If the judge is comparable to a king, that he doesn't need anybody, well, it means he's wealthy, doesn't need anyone's money. So Yamid Eretz, then he makes the earth stand. But if he's similar to the Kayan that goes over to the granaries to get this food, Yarseni tears it down. In other words, if he always needs everyone's help, everyone's gifts and all of that, then it's not going to have a correct judgment. Amar Rabba bar Rav Shila, Hai Daina Deshol Sheilta Pasalamedan Dina. Rabba bar Rav Shila says that if there's a dayan that is always borrowing, so then he can't judge. Because he borrowed from this guy, borrowed from this guy, borrowed from this guy. That's only if he doesn't lend as well. But if he's lending also, then it's not a problem, because then it's just, back and forth, regular business. Aini, is that so? But Rava Shol Sheilta mid the Bay Bar Marian. Rava borrowed from Bar Marian, that household. Even though they never borrowed from him, he wanted to make them feel important, so that's why he borrowed from them. But Rava really didn't need anything from them. Okay. Rava says, "My time the sheikhta. What's the reason for bribery? Why is it prohibited?" It says, "Keeping the kabbalah sheikhta mina krivali daitulagabe." When he receives the bribe, then he feels close to the person. Babi kagufe, and it's as if it's himself. A person doesn't see any negative in himself. So he opened, the self-love covers it up.
The first person ever sees his book.
Yeah.
The first person, the course, base person doesn't see his own.
Of course. And we'll see that soon. See that. Okay. So, my sheikhad, what is it? What's the word sheikhad? Shehu chad. See, it even has the word chad, which means one. They become like one. Then you can't see the anything negative. Yeah. Amar Papa. Person should not judge for someone that, I don't know what the racham lay means. Does it mean that he loves him, or that does it mean that the judge loves him, or does it mean they love the judge? Whom he loves. Okay. Who the judge loves. And not someone that he hates. The racham lay that he loves, he won't see anything negative. The sunny lay that he hates, he won't see anything positive. Yeah, that's the way it works. You can't see anything good. It could be the same thing. For two people doing the same thing, this one is it's a positive thing, another one. Right. Depends on who's holding it. Amar Abaya. This sage, or young Torah scholar, probably that the people in the town love him. It's not because he's very mali tvei means he's very good, but it's because he's not rebuking them in matters of the heaven. like sort of like a negative thing. You shouldn't be so loved. What they say that a rabbi that everyone loves is not good, but a rabbi that everyone wants to get rid of is also not good. So someone has to balance that out, to rebuke the people and also manage to. Yeah. Amar Rava. Rava says, originally I thought that the people of Mechuzah, that's where Rava lived, everyone loved me. But given that when they came a judge, that some of them love me, some of them hate me. Given the Chazoi demanded Mechayev le'yidna kazachi l'machar, but then what happened was that someone would get guilty one day and be innocent the next day. So then I said, if they love, then they love, then all of them love. If they hate, they all hate. I don't know what Rav is saying. I'm not sure. I don't have an explanation for this.
It took, if I'm understanding English, it's after a while. Sure. He wasn't always consistent, and it's just I didn't always get off the hook. So sometimes it was like it's famous, sometimes it wasn't. So so then big call it such feelings towards him to
I think what it means that if they're the type of person that loves, then they love, and if they're the type of person that hates, they hate. Right. The rulings didn't determine attitude. That's what it was. It was there. It was. Right. The kvetch, the people kvetch. They're going to kvetch about everything. You can't don't take a bribe. Obviously not money. But even words also is considered a bribe. We'd like to because it doesn't say betza. Betza also means money. Gain, profit. Betza is gain or profit. Like ma betza b'dami. What gain? What is an example of sheikhat dvarim? Shmuel was going on a bridge, I think. Mapra is a bridge. Also, Gafra, someone came, Yavli Yadek. He gave him his hand to lift him up, to get him onto it. Amalei Maya Vidatach, he says, what are you doing? Amalei Dinasli, I have a case today. Amalei Pasil Nalachdina, well, then that's the case, I can't be your judge. Ameimar have a Yosef Kadain Dina. Ameimar was sitting and he was judging Parach Gadfa Aresha. Parach Gadfa. I don't know if it means a bird or a feather. A feather fell on his head. Also, who gavra shakli. So someone came over and took it off. Amalei Maya Vidatach. So what are you doing? Amalei Dinasli. I have a case today. Amalei Pasil Nachudina as well, and that's the case. Can't be your judge. Marukva Havishadi Ruka coming.
What I'm saying is to show that this thing's absence of what his nature was, and it was just was the goodness of so that nature. Second to judge that actually
No, we're saying now that not only bribery with money, but even bribery with other activities could also be. Any sort of favor could be considered bribery. Right. Right.
If he was bringing his brokers home, starting pouring whether or not that person was in court, you wouldn't say.
So you're telling the judge
Who's this? It's the judge. Yes.
The judge asked, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, and then their response is instead of like, I'm reading opinion, they respond.
Right.
So you think like intentionally took the feather off his hat because he had.
Right.
Listen, Yankee Doodle. I have a question. Arizona. Okay, is this with the rice or the Rabban?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I would have to look it up. I don't. Yeah, it's in the Rambam.
Because here it's in English, according to my says, although blinds in this nature are forbidden by the verse, which says, which means it's
Right.
still allowed says, that teaching is only in a smart.
Very good.
So
Okay, that means it's a Derabanan. Okay. Marukva Habishadi Ruka Kame. Marukva had some spit that was on the floor in front of him. It's from him, but it was on the floor. Asu Gabra Kasi. Someone came over and covered it over. It's, like gross to look at spit on the floor. So he was like cleaning up the floor in front of him. Amalei Mayavidita. Covered over means the dirt. What do you do? What are you doing? Amalei Dinasli. He says, I have a case today. Amalei Pasal Nachladina. He says, well, not anymore. So I can't do the judgment. Rabbi Shmuel bar Rabbi Yossi avirugal arisa davim aisli kol mali Shabbat kanta de peri. Rabbi Shmuel bar Rabbi Yossi. He had a sharecropper, someone that worked his field, and every year of Shabbos he would bring them a basket of fruit. The sharecropper would bring Rabbi Shmuel bar Rabbi Yossi. Rabbi Shmuel bar Rabbi Yossi owned the field, and this guy worked the field, and they would bring him the fruit. Yom echad aisli behi b'Shabbat. One time he brings it on a Thursday. I'm like, Maishna, you know why this week are you bringing it on Thursday? I'm like, Dinasli, because I have a case today. But and since I'm coming anyway, so let me just, it's more convenient. Instead of coming tomorrow, I brought it today. Like Kabbalah, didn't receive it. I'm like, the receiving it a day early is made him invalid to judge the case.
He wasn't.
I'm sorry.
He wasn't invalid before. He has a contractual relationship with this person.
Yeah, apparently that's not an issue because that was just clear business. In other words, a store that you shop in, this wouldn't invalidate. It's only if there was some sort of favor that was being done. Right. A special judge this time.
The case comes up 5 years from now. Good legacy. I guess the mining company comes up in town. Has afforded them. They don't have rights to it yet. It started out in school. And they got it once. And 5 years later. So it's such a good citizen. It's not happening. Right.
Wow.
It's just common.
Oh, really?
I see it. It's called
In the government, it's much more strict conflict for this purpose. If I've worked in any case involving any of the litigants, I have to declare that, and I would not be able to be part of it.
In a small town, that would be impossible. A small town, everyone knows everyone. Over time, your grandfather and his grandfather and this, and there's got to be connections amongst everyone. And, yeah, it's impossible. It's not like, in a big city, yeah, you can say, yeah, city of Krakow, Warsaw, it's big cities. But in the little villages, they had a rabbi and a shaychet and a this. It's impossible that they didn't have interactions. But, yeah. So, it says Zuza. I assume it means Zug. Oh, it says Zuza. Rashi translates Zug. Zug. He puts a pair of rabbis, the Kadainilite, that judge him in dead. You know, this we're talking about Reb Shmuel Bar Yossi with the sharecropper. By the Kesubos, while he is coming and going, I guess he's in and out of the room during the case. Amari Bointayan Hachi, Viboitayan Hachi. He keeps thinking that he could really say this case, he could really say this claim, he could really say this claim. Like he keeps like trying to defend him. Does it say Amar? Is he actually telling him? No. I think he means the judge that removed himself from the case is suggesting different claims. Amar Tibach Nafim Sham Makabli Sheikha says the soul should burst. The people that accept bribery. Mani Shlina Talti. Look at me. I didn't even take. And if I did take, it would have been mine anyway, because he brings it every Friday. Imagine someone that takes a bribe, how biased they would be. Rabbi Shmuel Bar Elisha, and now we jumped back a bunch of generations. Right. Okay. Rabbi Shmuel Bar Elisha was a Kayan. There were two of them actually. There was one of them was a friend of Rabbi Akiva, and one of them was his grandfather. It was earlier. It was a Isileo Gav Reish Sageh. Someone brought him Reish Sageh, the first shearings of wool. He has 5 sheep. He has to give the shearings. One seller, something like that. 1 seller worth of. Amalei Mehechat says, where are you from? He says, Amalei Miduch Palon. That's from a certain place. And in between there and here, you couldn't find a kayan to give it to? Amalei Dinesli. He says, look, I have a case today. While I'm coming anyway, I brought it. Amalei Pasil Nach Ladina. Says, I'm invalid from judging. Like Kabbalah, he doesn't receive it. Basically, Zuga Deraban here, it says Zuga. He puts a pair of rabbis with Kadainalei that they judge them. I don't know why it's a pair. I don't know what it means. It sounds like what it means is that he feels that if he's going to be the third judge, together with 2 others, that's going to be acceptable. But that doesn't sound right. Probably what it means is that he would have judged it alone. That's what it sounds like. But he's not judging it alone. He's putting 2 judges into the judge. I don't know why it's Zuga. They judge. Yeah, so then probably just them too. Otherwise, it doesn't sound correct, right? I don't know. Then he would have to do something else. Then there's too much weight on it. He's gonna.
By the way,
Yeah, it's not. So, Badi the Kesubos, while he's going and coming and going, are you buying Tayin Hachi? He's saying claims that the person could say. Amar Tipach Nam Sham Makabli Sheikha. The souls of those that accept Sheikha should burst. Mani Shleina Talti Vimna Talti Shleina Talti. Kach Makabli Sheikha Alachas Kama V'Kama. Can you imagine people that actually took a bribe? He's thinking that he had taken a bribe. It's more so. It's like, yeah. Ravanan Isleu Gavra Kanta the Gildani the Begili. Ravanan, someone brought him a basket of small fish. Kanta is a basket. And Gildani the Begili is these little fish. Amalei Maya Veritach says, what are you doing? Amalei Dinasli says, I have a case today. Like couple of minute. He doesn't receive it. Amalei Pasin Lach Ladina. He says, I'm invalid in judging the case now because you offered it. Amalei Dina Demar Lebaina Uli Lakabel. Because I don't need you to judge the case, but just accept this as a gift. Don't hold me back from bringing bikurim. The Tani was taught in a brayso. Ishma mibal shalisha v'yavi leishal ikim lechem bikurim esrim lechem seirim v'kamal b'tzekloine. This is there was a famine by Elisha, and they found some food. And remember, it was like someone put these wild things in it, and they said it was poisonous, and he put it in, and then it wasn't poisonous. And then some man shows up and gives them some food, and he says to tells them to go feed the man. There were a lot of men there. He said, "How am I supposed to feed all the men with just a small amount of food?" And Elisha says, "Don't worry, feed them," and they were satisfied. This little amount. Well, this man comes. This is what it's talking about. This man comes and he brings 20 loaves of bread. Was Elisha eating bikurim? It calls it bikurim. Bikurim, like the gift of bikurim. Bikurim is the first fruits that are brought to the temple. Elisha wasn't a Kayan. Elio was a Kayan. Elisha was from Shevet God. So, what it means is anyone that gives a gift to a sage, to a Torah scholar, it's as if he brings bikurim. That's what the person's telling Rabbanan. Because I don't need you to judge the case, but just accept this as bikurim, as if ki'ilu, you know. Amalei kibulei loy ba'inan de'ekabel. I don't need to accept it. I don't need it. But hasnam li time mikabilna. But now that you gave me the reason, so I will accept it. So Shadr Kamidir Rav Nachman. He sends the case in front of Rav Nachman. He's not going to judge it now. So Shalach Le, he sends him in the message. Can you judge this case? Because I'm not valid. I'm invalid from judging this case. I'm biased. Now Amar Rav Nachman, he doesn't explain why he's biased. Rav Nachman gets this message. Must be that he's a relative. Why is he not judging the case? What does he mean he's biased? He didn't explain. Probably he's related. At that time, there was a case of orphans. Probably the state and the mother. No, like the last 20 pages. So he says, "Hayasei v'hayasei." Look, this is a positive command to do the judgment. V'hayasei. This is also a positive command. I say the kavod Torah adif, but this is a relative of Ravanan that's going to come first. So he puts the case on hold of the orphans. Salkel din diasme v'achla din l'dinei, and he takes this case first. Given the chazab al dinei, now when the other litigant sees the respect that he just gave to this relative of Ravanan, the chazab al dinei yikra the ka'avidlai estatim tanase. He was he was like muted. He wasn't able to say his case and his claims in front of the judge. He saw how much honor the other person was getting. Well, Ravanan have a regular Elio dasikabe. Ravanan would have Elio that would come visit him. Have a masnle seder Elio. They would learn seder of Elio. Yeah, this was all mistaken. it was based on he thought that it was a relative. That's why he wasn't taken. Anyway, back to Rabbanan, who was the one that sent the message. He used to study with Eliyahu Hanavi. Given the Avid Hachi, once this happened, this Dalek, Eliyahu doesn't come back. Yosef B'Tanisa, he fasted, Abai Rachmi, and he davened. But also, and he comes back. He would come and scare him, or he was afraid of him. I guess he gave him like like an angry look or something. But Avid Tivusa, the Yosef Kameh. Does that mean he made a box? I should say that. He made a box. He would sit at the Apikle Sidre until he left from the session. Behind the Amri, and this is what it says: Seder Elio Rabba, Seder Elio Zuta. There's two parts to the Tana de Belio. There's the Seder Elio Rabba and Seder Elio Zuta. One of them has like 30 chapters, one of them has 15 chapters. What happened was the first one, the longer one was the way he taught Rabbanan before this incident, and then the second part was how we taught him afterward. Okay, Bishnei the Rav Yosef Habi Ritcha. During the years of Rav Yosef, there was anger. That means that there was a famine. They would say a recession. This recession.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry.
all right. But what's this mean about he made a box?
I guess he was afraid to be in Eliyahu's presence, so he would study with him like behind the machitza.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what it means. Is that what it sounds like from the English? That he would like he would sit in this box.
Go ahead, chest. Starting it before.
Oh,
What is saying was scared him when you feel fighting forms. Not very box. Settle himself down. Really settle himself down. Except it's form. Out.
we'll see what as a commentary. I don't have anything there. Okay, this is cool. It doesn't have any. Oh, he does. Okay. Well, I don't have what's going on with the box, but all he says, the Marsha says that Ravana did two things wrong. This gift was originally sent as a bribery. It's fish. So even though afterwards he then tells him that it's just a gift, Bikurim, but Ravana shouldn't have taken it then because it initially had that. Second thing that he did wrong was that he sent to Rav Nachman a message that misled Rav Nachman into thinking that this person was his relative. And because of that, the other person was afraid to open his mouth. So he fasted, Rabbanan fasted, that gets rid of the Aveira of eating these fish. But what about the fact that the other person was frightened? So because of that he didn't get away, but because of that, he's frightened now from Eliyahu. Yeah. Okay. Maybe Rav Yosef. Okay, let's leave it over here. Yes. Right.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Good Shabbos, good Shabbos.